My name is Edgar Gozia and I'm a design director at P&T Group. Originally coming from Switzerland, I was studying in Switzerland, growing up in Switzerland. After graduation, I was able to spend a year in the US, in New York actually, but thought traveling through Asia would be very good and ended up staying in Hong Kong for the last 26 years. I'm leading a team of architects and interior designers doing mostly projects in the Asia-Pacific region. My company was starting very early with mostly residential. I was able to, within the company, take that tradition further and participate quite a few projects here in Manila. Residential has become a big part within our company, but also within my work. It has involved both architecture and interiors. I'm very privileged to be part of the One Shangri-La Place. And then I was invited to do again the Haraya as well. Architects, usually in my case as well, we have to see, okay, where do we build it? What is the site? Who are we building it for? And then architecture always not a lonely profession, because that's the interesting part. We work together with many different teams, especially in residential, serve the people that will be buying it, will be living there. That focus is what drives us to conceive something, to design something. In residential, sizes have become smaller, but obviously the quality needs to stay high. And every new project has a different starting point and different challenges that we want to balance between inside, outside, what actually is the community going to be like. That makes a big difference that we need to deal with, because larger spaces are easier to design, smaller spaces are harder to design. Cities are becoming more dense. And keeping the balance and keeping that quality of life being provided, that's a very different things to design for it. Yeah. Haraya has this unique opportunity because the shape of the buildings as well. The way we were able to partition and cut the unit to allow for very nice deep spaces when it comes to the terraces. They become part of the unit as an addition to it. Also, you could almost say it's part of the facade. You are at home, you are cocooned in a way, but you have that opportunity to be outside and still partially feel inside. This project is form-driven, obviously, for the towers. We call it pebble-shaped form that both towers take on. So this is actually what we wanted to then bring in and broaden that outdoor space, but also, of course, the whole facade and the rooms inside as well. And sometimes it doesn't have to be too deep, but just having something on the outside. It helps you to actually feel safe inside. The more outdoor space you have, the more you are safer inside. It's quite funny, that interaction that you might have. Still the opportunity to be in the fresh air, to be outside, to feel that. It gives you that connection. And I think people want more connection as well. And that can be provided through these generous outdoor living spaces, yes. And I think Haraya has given us the opportunity to make sure that we have enough air circulation. The way that we were able to plan the whole development gave us enough air circulation in between the buildings, making sure that there is very good cooling. We are quite looking into and have been able to have natural ventilation for all of the above car park areas. Nothing needs to be cooled or ventilated mechanically, and I think that makes a big difference as well for all of these projects. Haraya is quite unique in the sense that it's one of my tallest buildings so far. Basically what it wants to do, it wants to collect all the people that are inside, especially when it comes to the podium. You want to be with family in there, in a sense that it creates its own communities inside the buildings, and I think that's one of the goals that we were striving for. It gives identity as well. You actually want to come home to that place, a place where you have a calm, you can recharge in a sense. At the same time, able to entertain people that come to visit or people within the building that you know. It has a very specific presence, and maybe it has a little bit to do with its location as well, because it's right next to the bridge that gives Bridgetown its name. And it's almost a little bit like a beacon from afar that you can see. It makes it very clear to where you are, where you stand, and people will recognize it in a sense that the name will be recognized. You can tell everyone that you live in Haraya.